Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to take you on a different kind of journey, a journey through time. We're diving deep into history to uncover some of the most surprising, bizarre, and mind-blowing facts you probably never learned in school. So, buckle up, get ready for a wild ride through the past, and let's get started. Conqueror, king, legend. But what if I told you there's a chance he was buried alive? After Alexander died, his body didn't decompose as expected. This was seen as proof of his divinity, but modern science suggests a different, more unsettling explanation. There's a theory that Alexander might have suffered from catalepsy, which can mimic the appearance of death. Could it be that the mighty Alexander was actually still alive when he was laid to rest in his tomb? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Let's talk about Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt. She's famous for her beauty, intelligence, and relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But here's a fact they don't often teach you in history class. Cleopatra married not one, but two of her own brothers. Cleopatra first married her younger brother Ptolemy XIII, and after his untimely death, she married her even younger brother, Ptolemy XIV. Talk about keeping it in the family. Speaking of Cleopatra, here's another fact that really puts time into perspective. We all know the Great Pyramids of Giza are ancient, right? But get this, Cleopatra lived closer to our time than she did to the construction of the Great Pyramids. The Egyptian civilization spanned millennia, and Cleopatra's reign, as recent as it seems compared to the pyramids, was still over 2,000 years ago. It really makes you appreciate the vastness of history. We all complain about there not being enough hours in the day, but imagine a year with 445 days. Well, back in 46 BC, that actually happened. Julius Caesar decided to reform the Roman calendar. And to get things back on track, he added not one, but two extra leap months to the year. They called it the Year of Confusion, and for good reason. Speaking of Roman emperors, let's talk about Caligula. He was known for his eccentricities, to say the least. But perhaps the most outrageous thing he ever did was appoint his favorite horse, Incitatus, as a senator. You see, I had a bit of a soft spot for my horse. Some historians believe it was all a satirical jab at the Roman Senate, but either way, it makes for a pretty wild historical anecdote. Democracy. It's a concept that's constantly evolving. But did you know that the world's oldest parliament is still going strong today? No, it's not in Greece or Rome, it's in Iceland. The Althing, as it's called, was established all the way back in 930 AD. That's right, over 1,000 years of continuous parliamentary history. From Viking settlers to modern-day Icelanders, the Althing has been a cornerstone of Icelandic society, a testament to the enduring power of democratic ideals. We all learned in school that Christopher Columbus discovered America, right? Well, it turns out that's not exactly accurate. Long before Columbus set sail, a group of intrepid explorers had already reached the New World. The Vikings. Led by Leif Erikson, these Norse adventurers established a settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada, around the year 1000 AD. Oxford University, a place of learning, tradition, and ancient history? It might surprise you to learn that Oxford is older than some of the most famous ancient civilizations. Founded in 1096, Oxford predates the Aztec Empire by over 200 years. It's a testament to the enduring power of knowledge and the human thirst for understanding. In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX issued a papal bull declaring cats to be instruments of the devil. This led to a mass extermination of cats across Europe, which probably contributed to the spread of the Black Death. Cats are natural predators of rats, which carried the plague-infected fleas. By getting rid of the cats, the Pope inadvertently helped the Black Death flourish. When we think of the richest people in history, names like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates come to mind. But the title of richest person ever actually belongs to someone you've probably never heard of, Mansa Musa, the 14th century king of Mali. My wealth came from my kingdom's vast reserves of gold and salt. He was so wealthy that when he made a pilgrimage to Mecca, his caravan was said to include thousands of camels laden with gold. The European Renaissance, a time of great art, literature, and cannibalism? Yes, you heard that right. During the 16th and 17th centuries, a bizarre medical practice known as corpse medicine became all the rage among Europe's elite. People believed that ingesting human remains, particularly those of mummies, could cure various ailments. It's a gruesome reminder that even in the midst of intellectual and artistic flourishing, some pretty strange things can happen. Disney's Pocahontas is a beloved animated classic, but the real story of Pocahontas is far more complex and tragic. Captured by English colonists and taken to England as a kind of living advertisement for the Virginia Company, Pocahontas was forced to abandon her Native American identity and adopt English customs. Her story, often romanticized, is a poignant reflection of the cultural clashes and personal sacrifices of that era. Lord Byron, the romantic poet known for his brooding intensity and scandalous love life, was also quite the animal lover. While studying at Trinity College, Cambridge, Byron decided to get a pet. But not just any pet. He got a bear. Apparently, Byron was annoyed that the college rules prohibited students from keeping dogs, so he found a loophole and adopted a bear instead. One can only imagine the chaos that a bear on a university campus must have caused. Napoleon Bonaparte, military genius, Emperor of France, conqueror, defeated by rabbits? It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. After signing the Treaties of Tilsit in 1807, Napoleon suggested a rabbit hunt to celebrate. But what began as a leisurely sporting event quickly descended into chaos when the rabbits, instead of fleeing in terror, charged at Napoleon and his men. The emperor and his entourage were forced to beat a hasty retreat, their dignity somewhat dented by the onslaught of fluffy fury. The 4th of July, a day of celebration, fireworks, and presidential deaths? It might sound like a morbid coincidence, but it's true. On July 4, 1826, John Adams, the second president, uttered his final words. Thomas Jefferson survives. Little did he know that his old friend and political rival, Thomas Jefferson, had died just hours earlier. Both died on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, eerie and fitting. We all love ketchup. It's the perfect condiment for fries, burgers, and so much more. But did you know that in the 1830s, ketchup was sold as medicine? That's right. People were told that this tomato-based sauce could cure everything from diarrhea to indigestion to jaundice. In 1883, the Indonesian island of Krakatoa was rocked by a volcanic eruption so powerful, so earth-shattering, that it produced the loudest sound ever recorded in human history. The sound was so loud that it could be heard over 3,000 miles away, and the shock waves circled the globe multiple times. The eruption of Krakatoa was a stark reminder of the immense power of nature and the fragility of human existence. History is filled with wars that lasted for years. But the shortest war lasted just 38 minutes. The Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896 was brief but bloody. The Sultan had been succeeded by someone the British didn't approve of. He refused to step down, so the British bombarded the palace. 38 minutes later, it was all over. 14 years before the Titanic's tragic end, a novelist named Morgan Robertson wrote a book called The Titan, which sank after hitting an iceberg. The similarities are eerie. Both ships were considered unsinkable, both hit icebergs at high speed and lacked sufficient lifeboats. Coincidence or life imitating art? Grigory Rasputin, the mystical advisor to the Russian royal family, was shrouded in controversy and intrigue. Rumored to have supernatural powers, his influence over the Tsar and Tsarina caused great tension. In 1916, fearing his power, nobles decided to assassinate him. They allegedly poisoned him with cyanide. When that failed, they shot him multiple times. He eventually succumbed, adding to his legend. Tug of war once was an Olympic sport. The United States tug of war team in action during the 1908 London Olympics at White City Stadium. The tug of war occurred at the Olympics between 1900 and 1920, although the event was also part of the ancient Olympics, first being held in 500 BC. The sport pitting a pair of teams against each other was always contested as a part of the track and field athletics program, although the tug of war is now considered a separate sport. Imagine the sheer determination and teamwork required to pull your opponents across that line, a true test of strength and strategy. It's a fascinating reminder of how some sports evolve and others fade into the annals of history. Who knows? Maybe tug of war will make a comeback in future Olympic Games. Until then, we can only look back and marvel at the incredible athletes who once competed in this unique event. A dead jockey once won a horse race. Jockey Frank Hayes won a 1923 race at New York's Belmont Park despite being dead. Hayes had a heart attack shortly after the start, but his body remained in the saddle until his horse crossed the line for a 21 outsider victory. Imagine surviving one of the deadliest events in human history, only to face it again just days later. This was the fate of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a man who incredibly survived 2 nuclear bomb blasts. In August 1945, Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima on a business trip when the first atomic bomb was dropped, an event intended to bring a rapid end to World War II. Miraculously, he survived the devastation and, injured but alive, returned home to Nagasaki. Unbelievably, just hours after his return, the second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. Yet again, Yamaguchi survived the unimaginable horror. Despite the radiation, injuries, and trauma, he lived on, defying the odds and ultimately passing away at the remarkable age of 93. Yamaguchi's story is a testament to human resilience and the will to survive against all odds. His life serves as a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. Our next story takes us from the horrors of war to the realm of intellectual brilliance. Nobel Prize-winning physicist Albert Einstein, the mind behind the world-changing equation E equals mc2, was once offered a unique opportunity outside the realm of science. In 1952, Israel's first president, Chaim Weizmann, described Einstein as the greatest Jew alive. When Weizmann passed away later that year, the Embassy of Israel extended an extraordinary offer to Einstein, inviting him to become the next president of Israel. Despite the honor and recognition, Einstein humbly declined. He cited his age, at 73 years old, and his self-perceived lack of qualifications and people skills for such a prestigious role. Einstein's humility in turning down the presidency reminds us that even the greatest minds recognize their own limitations, and it highlights the profound respect he had for the responsibilities and challenges of leadership. His decision is a testament to his character, showing that true genius often comes with modesty and self-awareness. From the profound depths of intellectual humility, we now shift to a lighter yet equally historic moment in space exploration. In July 1969, the world watched in awe as NASA's Apollo 11 mission achieved the unimaginable, humans walking on the moon for the first time. Neil Armstrong's iconic first step may have stolen the spotlight, but Buzz Aldrin also made a unique mark on lunar history. After a malfunction with his urine collection sheath, Aldrin became the first man to pee on the moon. Yes, you heard that right. The spaceman later humorously admitted to this quirky milestone on the 40th anniversary of the moon landings, saying, "It's lonely as hell out there, I peed in my pants." While it may seem trivial, this moment reminds us that even astronauts, the epitome of human achievement and endurance, encounter very human challenges. It's a lighthearted yet humbling reminder that space explorers are people too, navigating the unknown with both grandeur and a touch of humor. So that's it. I hope you liked these video and these historical facts I'm sure you didn't know. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos and check the other stuff on my channel. See you next time. Bye.